and then something changes, all of a sudden you're starving the pathogens that are keeping you down. Because this is how it works, okay? A pathogen will feed on metal, and when a pathogen feeds on metal, right? So you got the pathogens in you. Everybody's got the pathogens in them. That's right. You better believe they do. Fever blister, anybody? Cold sores, anybody? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I get cold sores all the time. And my sister gets cold sores all the time. And my mom got cold sores for years. We got a family of cold sores. That's what we have. Fever blisters, HSV1, right? So you got the cold sore virus, okay? Yeah, I had mono before. Yeah, that's Epstein-Barr. You've had mono before. Exactly. And then you got all these pathogens right here, right? Could put happy faces on them because these pathogens are really happy because they're eating metal. And then all of a sudden, we get exposed to toxic heavy metals in so many different various ways. Just the simplest ways. Every time to this day I hear about somebody using an alkaline ionizer water machine, and I don't care which brand it is, every time I see that I'm like, oh yeah, you give it 10 years. You give it 10 years drinking that water. Because those plates will just blow up in there and they'll just corrode, and the metal that will be going into your body from those machines is just unbelievable. Or if you're somebody that's drinking out of the copper thermoses and the copper mugs and the whole bit because you think that's healthy. Or you're somebody that's exposed to aluminum foil, or you have metals in you already that are percolating, and we're going to go into that a little bit. So metals enter into our body so many different various ways. They come on in. And when the metals come on in, guess what? They don't come out. Metals go in and never come out. Metals go in and never come out. Metals arrive and they never leave. They never leave. They go in and they enter the organs is what they do. But we got pathogens in us, and when we have pathogens in us, the pathogens love to eat and gobble up the metal. Copper, mercury, pathogens eat. And when they eat, they shit. That's what happens. Why are we sick? info right here. Mind-blowing information from SOC. Mind-blowing. Pathogens feed off of the metals that come in. And when pathogens feed off the metals, right? They then shit. There you go. They poop. Excrement. Right out of them. There you go. Okay? Pathogens feed off of the metal and then release the metal, and then the metal becomes a neurotoxin. It becomes a neurotoxin. And someone down there saw a comment saying, "Are you grumpy, EW?" Am I grumpy? It's hard to stay super happy when so many people do things that just aren't good for them out there. You should see it out there. You guys know a lot of people do a lot of things that aren't good for them. All right. So I just wanted to run that by you a little bit. So what we do is we have these Epstein-Barrs, we have these Shingles viruses, we have these HHV6s. Yeah. We have the simplexes in us. And what happens, and then we collect more. We go out and collect more. It's like, sure, I will gladly collect another virus from you. Definitely. Okay, let me go here and collect another one. They're easy to collect these days. It's very easy to get viruses and pathogens. Very easy. There we go. What people don't realize with metals, okay, is they forge. Okay? So we got mercury. We got copper. Like my handwriting is not so great. Well, what are you going to do? And so mercury and copper love to snuggle. They love to forge. They find their way to each other is what they do. They find a way to each other. They're attracted to each other inside the body. Mercury and copper. Did you ever have a filling removed? No, you haven't, right? Not to worry then. Your family members might have. Your parents and their parents might have. Your grandparents might have had a whole bunch of mercury fillings put in. And then their grandparents had a whole bunch of mercury fillings put in. And it could even go further back than that with mercury fillings put in. And those mercury fillings, I've seen people like, I never had a mercury filling because I'm a younger person and I never had that. They didn't offer it. They offered a different composite. I say, don't worry. You got plenty in you from your grandparents and their parents, and you have plenty of mercury in you. It goes a long way, a long way. Copper and mercury combine, and when we get upset and we get emotional and something jacks us up and we're just like, we're lit and we're on fire for some reason, brain heat occurs. All this brain heat occurs, right? And when that brain heat occurs, that electricity starts to cook metals. Electricity in our brain hits that metal like no other, and then the forging process happens. You got a little copper inside your brain. You got a little mercury inside your brain. Now you're upset. Something gets you angry. Something gets you upset. I'm writing really sloppy tonight. Something gets you upset and really angry. Maybe somebody just pissed you off. And then brain heat occurred, and then the copper and the mercury start to forge together from that heat. It takes time, but it happens. And then it becomes one. And now what you have right here, after they forge, is an alloy. Now the copper and the mercury are now one. That makes things worse. And then a bug comes along. Little virus. Awakens. Your immune system is low. Your old monovirus starts to come out. The old EBV, Epstein-Barr, starts to come out. And what does it do? It stumbles across an alloy, a combination of copper and mercury, and it gobbles it up. What a mess on this board. And when it gobbles it up, it goes to the bathroom. And when that Epstein-Barr goes to the bathroom, that's neurotoxin right there. Neurotoxin. That neurotoxin can create anything. Anything. Vagus nerve issues, tightness of the chest, tightness of the throat, vibrations, all kinds of different stuff going on. Nerve sensations, tics and spasms and aches and pains and everything else. And fatigue. Yeah, fatigue. Brain fog. All that neurotoxin pouring out of that Epstein-Barr virus that just had that copper and mercury. It's releasing that neurotoxin into your bloodstream, and when it releases it into your bloodstream, it starts to circulate, float around, gets to the brain, gets to the nervous system, hits the vagus nerve, starts to weaken the vagus nerve, hits the cranial nerves, and gets us sick. And now we don't know what's wrong, where, what, how. We have no idea. We're going everywhere. We're looking for help. We're doing castor oil packs. We're doing cod liver oil. We're doing sodium bicarbonate. We're trying to drink alkaline water. We're just looking. We're doing keto. We're doing blood. We're doing this. We're doing you name it. We're doing diatomaceous earth particles, which I strongly advise to my family and my friends never to do. Because it lowers the immune system. And then we're looking for answers and all kinds of stuff. You guys, I just saw somebody ask. I shall deliver.